TIFU by assuming my boyfriend was cheating on me. This happened when we first started dating. His mobile used to ping and light up when someone texted him, and once I saw that someone had texted him with the name Babe Red Heart. I didn't think of it as anything and that I had not seen it correctly, but next coming weeks, I saw it happening many times. He would get really happy when the person texted, used to smile really big and all. I started thinking I was being cheated on. The last straw for me was when the person texted "love you too." I confronted him about, and he stared at me for some time before he started laughing. I cried because what the hell, so he calmed me down and explained to me that Babe is his grandmother. Her name is Babarith and everyone in the family called her Babe. She recently had gotten her first smartphone and he had taught her to text, so when she texted it was exciting for him to see her using emojis and stuff. Never felt so embarrassed in my life. A few months later he took me to meet her and, I kid you not, for a 85-year-old Babe is a sport. Seeing her punch a guy square in the jaw for harassing was a sight. We are best friends now. Plot twist, your boyfriend actually is cheating on you, with the girl down the street, Lou Gehrig. Lou will go every day year after year after year. My friend's GF thought he was cheating on her because my name is Ariel. For being named after the Little Mermaid, it's not common for a guy to have that name. Few years later, she told me she'd get jealous because he was always laughing to texts, and always wondered who Ariel was. My homie would just tell her to relax, and that I was a friend, without giving context that I was a guy. Your homie could have been homosexual though. As someone with tons of Jewish friend and extended family, I default to Ariel as a Malay name. I am a girl with a primarily Malay name, and my best friend had quite a few of those situations. The guys would be like, "Hey, you really do talk to Sigbasting a lot," until she realized and would explain lol. I mean, he could also have been friends with a girl and it shouldn't matter, and like another commenter stated, she could then also have been a lesbian. So yeah, but I know too well where the insecurity and way of thinking is coming from. I really became suspicious when my boyfriend sent a dick pic to Babe, but turns out Babe is his grandma, so no worries. It's fine because his grandma can't see very well. His grandma is a retired doctor, and he was just getting confirmation that his erection looked good and the herpes had cleared up. My grandmother was called Babe too, but mostly because her sister started calling her that when they were young back in the Depression. She was my everything growing up. Babe sounds badass. She is? You know, she was destined to be a badass when 85 years ago her parents looked at their baby girl and said, "I'm gonna name you Babarith." So you did confirm he isn't cheating with his grandmother, right? Because I've seen some weirder TIFUs. Well done for communicating with him. Some people may not have and go doing things themselves and it be a proper FU. I just can't imagine doing anything other than confrontation in a thing like this. Why wouldn't you seek an explanation? Nothing says communication like accusations and then breaking down crying. Great save. Guy took care of all the details. Your assumption was pretty valid. Glad you sorted it out. We did sort it out. He acknowledged how bad it looked from my puff. He is good. I was at a party and saw my so across the room smiling at his phone. The way he was looking at his phone just made my heart jump. I wondered who he was texting. Then my phone went ding. He had taken a nice candid photo of me and wanted to show me. Was a smaller moment but similar vibe. I was always messing with my girlfriend. Every time I was on the computer working and she was sitting nearby and asking me what I am doing, I was telling her, "Sorry, no time to talk. I need to write an important message," while staring on my screen and looking concentrated. Then her phone would ring and she would see a small little love message I was sending from the desktop client. Punched a guy in the jaw. More like Babe Ruthless, am I right? Babarith? And this isn't a shitpost or you being hella gullible? Well, 85-year-old who punches men square in the jaw. Either this is Alabama or a shitpost. I work for a large school photo company and people name their kids all kinds of weird shit. I had a child once named Autism. Not Autumn. Autism. You underestimate the dumb shit names in the South that rednecks name their poor girls. My mother-in-law has a straight-up stripper name. Her sister and other members of her family have almost as dumb names. I'm embarrassed introducing them to people. It's way dumber than Babe Ruth. I also worked with a woman legit legally named Baby Girl. Her parents couldn't think of a name for her birth certificate and legit named her Baby Girl. Babe Ruth is tame by comparison. I know, Right. It looks like someone tried really hard to fabricate a story where they could innocently be texting someone named Babe, and the best they could come up with was naming an old grandma after a baseball player. Low effort shitpost, but all the teenage Reddit relationship experts and incels have to chime in, of course, to give their $0.02. Who names a girl Babarith? Well, let me tell you about my grandma Mickey Mantle. Her name is Babarith, as in Babe Ruth the baseball player. The chocolate bar. You really didn't fuck up. It was a pretty valid suspicion. My ex was once showing me a picture on his phone, and when he went to the gallery, I briefly saw a nude he had saved recently of some girl. I got all up in arms over it and thought he was cheating. He showed me the pic right away. It was me. A pic I had sent him myself. Oops. That at least helped me realize I had trust issues to work on. This story is sus. Grandma named Babarith. She punches men out. And my grandma Barrybans just knocked out my girlfriend's mom Jessica Seco. People on the internet believe shit like this. That's the real surprise here. Such a bollock story. So a grandson has his grandmother in his phone listed as Babe, and they message all the time. Oh, and she punches men in the face at the age of 85. This is pure Reddit bait. Thanks. Now I have the perfect cover story. Anyone else think the heart emoji next to the name is kinda odd? Yeah, and calling your grandma by her first name? How are you idiots buying this story? The entire thing is made up. Maybe it's just me, but I think it's kinda odd that he didn't say anything before. Ping, hey, that's nice, it's a text from my nan, you've gotta meet her. Feels a natural thing to say? Yep, and why Op didn't just ask one day who's the texting you, instead of her first action being to accuse him of cheating. If I'm sitting watching TV with my wife, and she's engaged in a text conversation, I'll often ask who she's talking to. It's not accusative, I'm just curious. If Op had done that like a normal person, instead of flying off the handle like a fucking psycho, then there would be no TIFU.